Hello and welcome to another edition of Conspirator Brock's Pull List. This is my pull list for the week of August 13th, 2014. So let's get started. First up on my pull list is Archer and Armstrong number 23. If you notice the album cover resemblance on this cover, there's a trippy story going on with a lot of legends and stuff like that, like the King and the Beatles and all this stuff. In a temple, and they're trying to get one of the pieces. But really good stuff. Really been enjoying Archer and Armstrong 23. Next up, we have Armor Hunters number 3. Armor Hunters has been really good. Been really enjoying it. So I can't wait to see what else we have in store. They've been taking a little time out to give us a background with Bloodshot and Harbinger. Omega, or seeing where some of those characters fit into this Armor Hunters story arc. So hopefully we'll get, and they've given us some back history on the Armor Hunters, which has been really engaging. So hopefully we get to see what's been going on while they've been giving us a little more background info. Next up is Batgirl number 34. I believe this is the last Gail Simone issue. There is tears coming to my eyes. I am sad to see Gail Simone go. Not looking forward really to the new direction that they're taking the book, so we'll see how long I last on the new Batgirl. But Gail, thanks a lot for a really, really good run on Batgirl. Next up we have Batman number 34, 0-year Endgame finished. So this is a fill-in artist on this issue, so we'll see where Batman is headed. I have not yet finished 33. I'm a little behind in my reading, but hopefully that will change. I have to go back to my day job next week, so I will be able to read a lot more comics during the day, so on my breaks and such. So Batman 34. Then we have Batman Eternal week 19. Looks like Batgirl and Jason Todd, or the Red Hood, are going at it, so we'll see where this goes when I actually sit down to read a big chunk of it. So, but I've been still hearing good things about it. People are still getting it, so I'm looking forward to diving into a big chunk of issues and getting me some Batman Eternal. Next up we have Birds of Prey number 34. Suicide Squad is in this issue. That's why I picked it up, and that's why I'm reading it. Otherwise, Birds of Prey would not be on my pull list. So, checking out Suicide Squad. That's it. Next up we have Harley Quinn number 9. Like I've said before, Harley's not necessarily the best book out there. It's a little choppy at times. It doesn't really seem to have a really solid direction, which understandably fits the character. But I wish there was a little bit more oomph to this title. But I love Harley Quinn, so I'm picking it up. And there is another cover I will show you later of this, which I feel guilty getting, but we'll get to that. Next up is Justice League United number 4. Jeff Lemire's take on a Justice League team. So far it's been interesting. I'm still curious to see where it goes, but I've been enjoying it. And it's early enough that you probably go back and find some of those early issues. I think there's 0 through 3. But recommend it. Jeff Lemire did Animal Man. Awesome stuff. Next up we have the New 52 Futures End week 15. Much like Batman Eternal, I'm a few issues behind, but that's okay because I want to read it in chunks. So we'll see where Futures End takes me once I get into it. Next up we have Star Wars number 20. I don't know which is the last issue of Dark Horse's Star Wars. I know it's coming up. It could be this issue, could be the next one, who knows. But I have been enjoying Brian Wood's take on this book. It's too bad that Disney is Xing all of the Dark Horse stuff as no longer canon. That's the Star Wars Legacy stuff. But there's still a lot of good material that Dark Horse put out with Star Wars, so if you are a Star Wars fan, I highly recommend trying to dive in and find some stories that you like. But this one, I highly recommend it. Next up we have another dose of the Suicide Squad with the new Suicide Squad number 2. The first issue was engaging enough, so I love Suicide Squad, so I'm going to keep going with it. But number 2 is out, so I'm excited to read it. Woohoo! Next up we have Unity number 10. Armor Hunters stuff continues. Like I said before with Armor Hunters number 3, I've been really enjoying this crossover titles, or this story arc that crosses over between titles. So I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. So that's it for my pull list. There was one title that we had all of our copies damaged, and that was World's Finest number, I want to say 26. I actually have it right here. But all of our World's Finest number 26 damage copy. Sometimes that happens in shipments. We get a whole shipment of books. In this case, this week, about half of a small diamond box was completely and utterly destroyed. So we didn't have any copies for the shelf on a couple titles, and that sucks because, yeah, but I'll get to the damage list that I have that I'm reading and stuff. But World's Finest was on my pull list, so I will be picking it up next week or 2 weeks, whenever we finally get it. World's Finest is okay. I'm enjoying it, but curious to see what happens with Huntress and Power Girl once they're back home. So, all right. Next up, we have, well, okay, fine. I'll get to my variants. So, I got 2 variants this week. One is a guilty. I did partake in the Selfie variant purchase, and I purchased the Harley Quinn Selfie variant, but this one fits the character, and I really like the artwork, so I'm okay with this one. The other ones that came out this week were, I know Justice League United had one. I know Superman, Wonder Woman had one. What else? Batman had one, which was really bad. And there was, I think, maybe 1 or 2 more. But your local shop maybe have gotten some. If you're into the Selfie stuff, that's awesome. If you're not, just skip it because it sucks. But the next variant I got was for Suicide Squad number 2, Joker's Daughter, making up some dolls of Harley Quinn there. So yeah, woohoo! So, but let's continue on. We're looking at my read list. So this is the stuff that I'm reading, so I'm getting caught up, or not caught up, but so I'm staying current on titles. So first up is Amazing Spider-Man number 5. This is an Original Sin tie-in, apparently. It's been okay. I mean, I kind of jumped ship with Superior because there's only so much Dan Slott I can handle. So I came back when Peter came back, and it's been okay, but nothing's really grabbed my attention. So I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep reading Spider-Man. Then next up we have Fantastic Four number 8. Another Original Sin tie-in. Ben Grimm apparently is in cuffs because he murdered somebody. Spoiler! Oh wait, I'm supposed to say spoiler before that. Oh, whatever. If you read last month's issue, you know what I'm talking about. But Fantastic Four number 8. Robinson's doing a good job on this. Enjoying it enough. So, yeah, keep checking it out. Next up we have Green Lantern Corps number 34. I'm still torturing myself with the Lantern books, but you know, there is hope, hopefully at some end of some tunnel. But let's see where this one goes. Next up we have Nightcrawler number 5. The first story arc was okay, so I'm curious to see where they go with this. But yeah, checking out some Nightcrawler. Next up is Jason Aaron's Original Sin 7 of 8. I've been really enjoying this title. It's been just good. It's you know, difficult. It's not hard to say, but you know, with the tie-ins and stuff, you don't need to read them. But this Original Sin title is really great, and I highly recommend it. Not the 0 issue. No, that one's just bad. Next up is Rise of the Magi number 3. I thought Ryan was going to stop ordering this, but apparently we keep getting it in. So Rise of the Magi 3. It's interesting. See where it goes. But yeah, still checking it out. Next up we have Spider-Man 2099 number 2. I really enjoyed this, the first one. So I'm going to keep going with this title. It's interesting. So we'll see where it goes. But yeah, Spider-Man 2099. Surprisingly good. Next up we have Superman Wonder Woman number 11, which is the Superman Doomed Last Son chapter 2. Whole bunch of stuff's happening. A lot of stuff. Apparently when Brainiac comes to take over the world, you have to have a lot of shit happening. So we'll see how well this ends, or if it ends well, or whatever. But I'm still checking out the Doom stuff. So next up is the stuff that we got, but was damaged. Hulk 5 came out. Gonna see where it goes. I haven't been really impressed, so this might be the last issue. But Hulk number 5. Joe Mad and Charles Soule finally give us Inhuman number 3. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not the best. It's whatever. But Inhuman number 3. Legendary number 6. I don't even remember if I read number 5. So if I didn't read number 5, I'm in for a treat because there's a gap. Then next up we have Zero number 10. Woohoo! Zero number 10. Zero's interesting. I think it might need another reread to catch a little bit more, but I mean it's engaging enough and interesting enough that I, pick it up every issue, and it, isn't horrible. So keep checking it out. The books that I wasn't able to pick up due to the fact that we didn't have enough copies was Thief of Thieves number 23, Coffin Hill number 10, Federal Bureau of Physics, or FBP, number 13, and Constantine number 7. So that's it. That's everything for this week. It's a lot of stuff this week. Really, really big week. Ryan Higgins will be back next week. His surgery went well, so he's recovering nicely. But yeah, that's my pull list. Thanks for watching. If you like what I'm talking about here, click that like button, click that share button, let people know what you're watching. If you're being bored shitless for about 10 to 20 minutes by me telling you what I'm buying and what I'm reading, you can check out conspiratorbrock.com. This is where you can see this video as well as other stuff that I get a chance to post. I did do a Q&A video last night. I got a couple of Twitter questions since we didn't record a new episode of the Comic Conspiracy, so you can check that out. If you're on my YouTube channel, that's under video blogs, I believe. So yeah, you can click any, I believe the Amazon link on my webpage is for Flash Volume 4, trade paperback that comes out this week. That Flash stuff is really, really good. You should check it out. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.